Hello Multiverse, welcome to Omniverse Gamers. My name is Damien Bazayo. This video is going to talk about Session 0 and why it's important and why you should be doing a Session 0 before you start your campaign. And I'm also going to mention something I call Session 0.5, which is kind of what happens after Session 0. You play a little mini game, but that's going to be the next video, but I'm going to kind of mention that. And so what is a Session 0? It's basically when you get your players together for the first time. You may not even have all your characters done or know what everybody's playing. I mean, you might have kind of a vague idea what everyone's doing, but the whole point is you get everybody that's in a campaign together. You're planning out your campaign, basically. You're going to work out logistics, style of game, rules, stuff like that. Now, why is a Session 0 important? Well, I mean, you're going to spend a couple hours together to basically set up the next year, 2 years, however long you think your campaign is going to last. Your Session 0 is going to be the place where you can kind of hash out all the things that may or may not crop up during that, and it gives your game some longevity if you start from the right place, basically. Some think a Session 0 wastes time. It's like, well, why get everybody together? Why get the whole group together and then not play D&D? You know, it's kind of pointless. You know, we got a group, let's make our players and we'll just play. You know what I mean? Which, you know, they're not wrong, but also, you know, that's where I do a thing I call Session 0.5, which is kind of like, it kind of serves both purposes. We have a Session 0, and if we have time at the end of Session 0, we run a little mini campaign, kind of like a little mini session with our characters we just finished. If you see the next video in my thing up here, and then I'll have an end card to it because it's my next video, I'll explain what a 0.5 is and how that kind of works. So what you're going to want to do in a Session 0 is talk about the rules, the character creation, like the parameters and stuff, your DM set, how you're going to point by or roll dice or whatever way you're going to make your characters. Probably want to talk about your backstories and your backgrounds and how that affects your characters. Your DM might not have, sometimes the DM already has a campaign in mind, and that's his chance to present it to the players. It'd be like, this is the kind of game I'm going to run. You guys can make a character based on this. Or sometimes it's like I show up, sometimes I just say, yeah, the four of us are going to make a new campaign. We'll do a Session 0. Let me know we'll figure out at Session 0 what kind of game we're going to play, whether it's going to be exploration, role play, you know, combat, political intrigue, you know, what it's going to be heavy in, which ones we like, what people like, what they don't like, and I'll kind of base the game off that. I mean, that's our Session 0. I literally create games from the Session 0. Other things you can, like what maturity rating you're going to have, what people are comfortable with role playing and stuff. Maybe things like, are you going to allow alcohol, people to be able drinking or not? Sometimes, you know, people drink and they get, you know, they're not doing math anymore, and it's, you know, some people are fine with that. Some people, you know, work here to play D&D, not to, you know. But that's just something you have to work out on a Session 0, so all your players are in line. So when you come to Session 1, you're ready to go. You are everything you know. You just start playing. Your DM's, you know, he knows all your stuff. So you can talk about things like the social contract. You know, like this is a group game. We want to all stay together. Like the whole point of this, you know, there's for you. This D&D is basically a group game. You agree to be in a group and you go on an adventure together. So like things like going off on your own or splitting the party. You know what I mean? You can do that kind of stuff, but you really should keep your party together most of the time anyway. But some players might want to play differently. Well, I might do a solo every now and then. We're all going to be in a thieves guild, and every once in a while we'll all go on solos or we'll split up and with other people sitting at the table. That can be, because some people, you know, they don't want to sit there and do nothing, but other people are fine with it, like watching and letting the other person take the spotlight for, you know, an hour, and then they'll be their turn. Some people can play that way, but that's another thing you'll want to talk about at a Session 0. So there's some other logistical things you'll want to talk about, like who's going to host. Your DM hosting at the DM sales. You're hosting it at a game store. You're going to move the sessions around. The timing of the sessions, you know, bi-weekly, weekly, random. Like West Marches are random. You know, who's going to bring food? Who's responsible for drinks and supplies, and what books everybody owns, and which ones they're going to bring. You know, like I said, stuff like alcohol and stuff like that, and maturity ratings. Are you going to bring your kids and other children playing, other adults playing? You know, all these things that you can pretty much hash out ahead of time in a Session 0. You get your players together, and you just work that out. Now, like I said, some people don't like to do it because they don't want to get together and not play. So, like I said, the 0.5 will solve that. But yeah, Session 0 is a very good idea. You should definitely do it. There's all kinds of things online, guidelines on how to run a Session 0, what you should have ready to go. But basically, it's just so you can get a good foundation for your campaign, so that this campaign will stand the test of time, because you already hashed out all the different things. Nothing's going to not that things won't surprise you, because obviously, you know, it's an organic, you know, social game, so things happen. But at least you start with a good parameter, and you kind of know what everyone's expecting, and that can lead to a much better game, and that'll last a lot longer because, you know, you already have all the issues worked out. So yeah, it's just a short video on Session 0, why you should be doing it, how you can kind of go about it, and what you should talk about. And then if you watch my next video with 0.5, it's what I do after a Session 0, we basically have a little mini session with the characters we just made. So if you go see that video, you'll see how you can have this session 0 and make this campaign, but then also have a little fun with your players because you're all there. You might as well play D&D for an hour or whatever. You can do a little session. So hope to see you over in that video. I hope this video was helpful. You know why you should do a session 0. It's very, very important to do a session 0. So please do that. Set up your campaigns. Have meaningful, lasting campaigns that everyone likes and everyone's playing on the same page. So yeah, we are Omniverse Gamers. Like, subscribe, all that jazz. I hope to see you soon, and keep on gaming.